Monte Carlo rally, we obviously had that wonderful studio, didn't we, at BGM Sports in Brackley. Well, come to Finland, and it's a different kind of studio that we have. Look at this. Look at Takey. That's a heck of a job. That's a heck of a job. Listen, actually, what you haven't done, mate, is you haven't done a couple of little chairs for me and David.
Yeah. Coming right up.
I've always thought you kind of could be the Bear Grylls of Finland. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I drink my own every morning.
Takey, can you sort this fire out? It's kind of blowing in my face.
David.
What?
Well,
Have we
hello, Doug. David.
Sorry, we started. Right, it's just fire it's getting in my eyes.
It's always about you, David. Hello, DirtFish friends, and welcome to the Finnish forest. David, how fantastic is this? It's minus 11, minus 12 degrees, snowing lightly. We're sat more or less stage side in the Finnish forests near Rovaniemi. Doesn't get an awful lot better, does it?
Well, it doesn't. But if the wind direction would just change slightly and blow the smoke in stop blowing it on me.
Why do you think I sat this side?
You're an idiot.
Why do you think I sat this side?
We are very close to the first stage on Saturday morning, and it is fantastic.
First stage on Friday. Well, yeah, this is where we're sat just now. You're quite right.
What was that? What did they say about the bears?
Yeah, there are bears around here. You just have to be a little bit careful, but don't worry too much about it. David, really, what we want to talk about on this little video is the weather forecast, because it's very, very interesting. As you can see, there's been a lot of snow, over a metre of snow around here this winter. It's been a really good winter for the snow. The temperatures, Heikki and I were here a few weeks ago, down round about minus 30 degrees. But the forecast for this coming week and the rally really is quite interesting.
Well, it is, isn't it? Because, we've talked about these horrendously low temperatures for so long, and then suddenly on Thursday or Friday we're up to 1 or 2 degrees, which is okay. That's from what we're told, that's the maximum it's going to get to, probably around freezing -1 to +1. But it's a big change, and it will have an impact on the
Listen,
on
what
the
would
road.
you rather do? Would you rather sit here and freeze, or sit here and deal with a little bit of smoke?
No, I'm quite happy.
It is going to have an impact, but as you rightly say, nothing's going to thaw. We're not expecting a big thaw at all. And by the way, by the time we get into Saturday and Sunday, the temperatures start going down again. It really is just kind of Thursday, Friday, where we see it just nudging zero and then maybe going a little bit above.
But I think the bigger point is actually, okay, the temperature will warm a little bit. The temperature of the road won't change. It's well insulated by the snow and everything. But the thing that we need to talk about perhaps more is the fact there's an awful lot more snow coming overnight tonight into the recce tomorrow.
All day Wednesday, it's going to snow.
Yeah,
there has been a lot. The snow, maybe 50, 60 centimetres, has arrived in the last 2 or 3 days. And it is very fine, light snow.
You've ruined that now.
Very fine, light snow.
Stop doing that.
Sorry.
No,
but listen,
it is. And, one of the key things here is how much and when do they plough the road? Because they'll have to. We've just driven into stage 3 and we can't get in there. The snow is too deep. We've got 4-wheel drive, we've got proper winter tyres, fabulous Pirelli Sotto Zero winter tyres that they just sit on top, and there's so much powder there that you can't get in there, and the bottom of the car's is bottoming, so they will have to plough them. And that's the point. If the snow comes after the recce, we were talking to drivers this morning, and they said, what they really want is if they are going to plough them, they want the same driver of the plough to do all of the stages, because they will kind of understand where the driver's going, the snowplow driver's going. So, yeah, there's a whole load of factors, isn't there, that are quite unique to this event.
But what we anticipate is that there will be snow the first part of the recce, second part of the recce, we should be okay. By the time we get to Thursday, we should be okay. And into the weekend, we should be okay for further snow. What does it mean, though, these rising temperatures, in terms of perhaps the road conditions, how our drivers might cope with it? Earlier on in the week, when we saw this light snow falling, there was a lot of talk about snow dust and ploughing being the issue. Ploughing will still be the issue. Snow dust?
It's less likely, isn't it? But from my understanding of the physics sort of thing, if physics is the right thing, when you get those super cold temperatures, the -20, the air, as we know, is denser, and the snow particles have essentially got more to sort of cling onto. I may have just made that up a little bit.
It was really good. I was impressed. It was made up.
That, in my mind, that's the way it works. We may need to Google that bit. But yeah, and when the temperature comes up, you will inevitably get that huge rooster trail of dust, of snow dust behind the car. But I would imagine it will settle
a little
quicker,
more quickly. Yeah. Okay. I mean, again, what has fascinated me in the build-up to this rally is that there are so many unknowns. There really are so many unknowns. We just really are still uncertain about how the road's going to evolve. We're uncertain about how the cleaning effect is
I'm
going
not
to...
sure we can. I think we have, a degree of certainty that there will be some cleaning. Even if they,
I know that. But
they will plough the road. And talking to the organisers, the plough does a really efficient job. It's a very, very good plough, and it's a very heavy machine that will compact the snow. Inevitably, it will still clean for the first 3 or 4 cars, 2, 3 or 4 cars. But beyond that, it's not really going to evolve that much because the surface beneath is rock hard, isn't it? It's absolute permafrost under there, so that really won't change that much.
yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's fascinating, folks. Keep an eye on dirtfish.com for updates in terms of the ploughing. Keep an eye on dirtfish.com for updates on the weather. David and I are sitting in the middle of the forest here, as you can tell. David, what's the plan? Have we got some mackerel maybe to cook on here?
I think, I think we should go and find some. In fact, I'll just go and get them, Cole. You just give us a hand there.
Stick with us! DirtFish, don't you dare! Don't you dare! I don't get lost! DirtFish.com for all your rally needs for Rally Arctic Finland!